What is up, YouTubers? It's HarpyHunter89 and the voices in my head coming at you from the Duelist Den. And just real quick, I want to say happy first day of Hanukkah to everybody out there who celebrates the holiday. I hope you guys have a great holiday. Now, for this video, we are going to be talking about the theory of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc V or Arc 5 dimensions. Now, this theory is discussing how the various dimensions in Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5 came into existence. Now, this theory was originally posted by DeviantArt user Jam4077. The link to his original theory will be down in the description box below. Also, guys, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and check out all of the social media accounts, which are linked in the description box below as well. Now, I've refined his theory a little bit because there's some holes in it that I thought could be fixed, so I did refine his theory a little bit. But anyway, the theory all revolves around time travel and alternate timelines and parallel universes. Now, to understand the theory, we need to understand how those things happen. Alternate timelines are created when somebody travels backwards in time, changes an event in the past, thus creating a whole new timeline where events are different. Parallel universes are created a number of different ways, whether it's the multiverse theory or the theory that every time a person makes a decision, a new alternate reality is created. Whichever one you believe, there's a host of different ways that alternate realities are created. Well, anyway, this theory states that the four different dimensions, the fusion, synchro, Xyz, and standard or pendulum dimension, were created through the events of Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds and the Bonds Beyond Time movie, all which take place from our perspective during the 5Ds era. Now, in 5Ds, we have the three Emperors of Iliaster, we have Z1, and we have Aporia, who all travel back in time trying to destroy the Synchro monsters, which they believe are the cause of an apocalyptic event that is pretty much brings about the end of the world. Well, they do this a number of different ways. First of all, the Iliaster group convinces Roman Goodwin to continue with NRD. This leads to the separation of this satellite and New Domino City, thus bringing us to the events of Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds. Now, in Season 2, we find out that the three Emperors of Iliaster travel back in time too to try and destroy Synchro monsters, as does Z1 and Aporia. Now, Yusei and the Signers do end up stopping these guys, and instead of allowing Synchros to be the destruction of the world, they make it to where Synchros are the world's salvation. Now, this is the Synchro dimension. This is where that dimension comes from. Well, in an alternate or split timeline, the Emperors of Iliaster, or Aporia, or Z1, one of them travels back in time and just plain out stops or tries to stop Synchros by creating a new summoning method called Xyz summoning. Now, this Xyz summoning was designed to do pretty much what it did here in the real world, where people started using the new summoning method instead of the older summoning method. But that didn't work out quite the way they planned. This then led people to use Synchros in conjunction with fusions and Xyz in conjunction with fusion and Synchro monsters. This leads to the standard or pendulum dimension that we now know in Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5. But that still doesn't leave us with an answer to how the fusion and Xyz dimension are created. Well, that's where Bonds Beyond Time comes in. Now, we know that Bonds Beyond Time happened sometime during 5D, so it is very possible that Paradox traveled from the same future that the three Iliaster Emperors, Z1 and Aporeon, are from. Only instead of thinking Synchros are the issue, he thinks the entire game of dual monsters is the issue. So he's planning on killing Maximilian Pegasus to end the game entirely. Well, along the way, he makes three stops. One stop in the 5Ds era, one stop in the GX era, one stop in the original series era. Well, he runs into Yusei, then Yusei uses the Crimson Dragon to go back and stop him. Along the way, he picks up Jaden and then meets up with Yugi. They get into a duel and stop him. Well, during this duel, Yusei introduces to Jaden and Yugi the Synchro Summon. Well, Jaden could think that Synchros aren't really all that great and wants to stick with his fusions, or Yugi may think that Synchros are a bad idea, something like that, I don't know, but one way or another, Synchros are outlawed, or they're just not created or something. Either way, Synchros never come into being, and this splits into two different timelines. In one timeline, fusions just stay the dominant summoning mechanic, thus leading to the fusion dimension. In the alternate timeline, instead of creating synchro monsters, Xyz monsters are created in their place. This then leads to the Xyz timeline. And now here we are at this point where we now have all 4 of the timelines, or alternate dimensions, whatever you want to call it. And this theory is actually pretty viable, because we do know, like I said, in Yu-Gi-Oh! Time travel is very possible. And this is a theory that I would really like to see become canon in the actual animes, as it would link everything together, especially since Zexal really has no connection with any of the other animes. So I would actually really love to see this theory come to fruition as canon for the Yu-Gi-Oh! Series. But I want to know what you guys think about this theory down in the comment section below. And until next time, you guys, this is Tahlequah and the voices in my head just want to say Yu-Gi-Oh! Is not just a game. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is life.